Hey guys and girls, Chris Williams here. Hope y'all are well. Today, let's talk Corona and how that actually impacts your agency. So, we're going to dive in deep and really work on some things to really address issues that are coming up. Hey, what's up, Lloyd? Great to see you, man. Can you hear me okay? Audio, video, everything's working good? Just want to make sure we're all squared away. We want to make sure that we're actually approaching this thing the right way as creative agency owners. There's a lot going on, there's a lot in the media, and there's a lot of real deal stuff out there that is legitimately concerning. Obviously, some people are really getting impacted by this around the world, and as we are all aware, and my heart goes out, and we're taking actions as a family, we're taking actions as a community. I'm sure you're all doing the same thing. There's lots of places to help and jump in. The flip side of that is that there's so much attention going on with this and everybody's focused on it that sometimes it paralyzes us as agency owners, as entrepreneurs. It also paralyzes our clients. And you might be in a situation where you're really concerned and worried and fearful. Hey, great to see you. Thanks for joining. Everything's good? Perfect. Okay, so we're at a place where we can be really fearful as agency owners about our income. Our clients can be really fearful about their income. Some industries are being hit really, really hard. Some individuals and their income are being hit really, really hard. We're all seeing this play out, right? We're watching the news, we're watching everything on social. It's happening. Okay. So we want to make sure that as we're doing this, as we're going through our agencies, as we're making decisions, that we're actually thinking through a couple of really, really important key things. So I've made lots of notes over the past few days, and I've lived through some of this in the past, the different recessions that we've had agencies through. I actually started a financial agency of my own in early 2008, right before that huge recession hit. Had to come through all of that. But there's ways to actually overcome all this and really come out on top of this for you and your clients, which allows you as a creative agency owner the ability to not get swallowed up in the big monster of this thing and have your income crushed and have the people you support impacted by that, but actually to make sure that you get to run a successful entrepreneurship and to make sure that that we get to get a lot of things done that are actually beneficial for our clients. Okay, so let's talk to that first. A little bit of psychology. There is some real psychology in times of crisis like this that we as humans roll through. So let me grab a pen and a whiteboard, see if I can actually make this relevant and helpful for you guys. So let me get where I can see the screen here. Sometimes whiteboards don't do so well on Facebook Lives. So here's let's say here's where we are. First off, I'm going to switch to red, see if that makes a better image. Red's a little bit easier to see. Here's where we are, okay? So there's lots of questions, okay? And question marks create an enormous amount of fear, all right? That's a big deal. This fear drives a lot of activity, okay? Fear is one of the biggest human emotions we experience. If you've been involved in sales at all for any time at all, you know that fear is a major, major motivator. And a lot of people use fear very successfully in their sales pitches, which, has some good and bad. I'm not trying to judge that right now, but I am trying to say fear motivates people. Unfortunately, fear motivates people to often do things that don't make sense, that are illogical. And that illogic in the market right now drives a lot of things that don't help you, don't help your clients, and don't help the people that you and your clients ultimately serve. So we got to deal with that fear. There's this bridge that has to happen that jumps over this enormous gap. And this enormous gap right here ultimately goes to a sense of peace. All right. If I can write that far away, peace. And you see that? So we're trying to get to a sense of peace for our market and ourselves and the people they serve, and ultimately a sense of direction. Now, you see a lot of politicians on TV right now, and they're diving into all kinds of things, trying to predict, and they're this way or that way. They're making huge claims. There's all kind of stuff going on. I'm not talking politics, but they're ultimately trying to take people from a sense of insecurity over here to a sense of peace and direction over here. And that sometimes works. It often does not work from a standpoint of politics. As agency owners, as creative entrepreneurs, we can actually get right in there and deal very, very directly with that structure and that system. So let's dive in and look at this a little bit more. When we struggle with fear, the flip side of that, fear about our economy, fear about job loss, fear about clients losing money, fear about us losing contracts and cutting back budgets, all those things. If you're a web designer, if you're an ad producer, if you're a copywriter, if you're in the technical side of this kind of thing, whatever it is that you do in your creative agency, videography, whatever it is, there's a fear that this is going to impact your bottom line. But we have to stay empowered, and we have to have a strategy to move forward and actually create. What's up, Brenda? Great to see you. Great to have you here. So glad you're joining us for the first time. Super fun. So ask any questions you want to, Brenda. We do this very open, very live, and very Q&A style. So we have to stay empowered personally, and we also have to stay very strategic. We have to have a plan. We also feel distracted. I'm going to go through 4 things that we're feeling and how we need to deal with that, and then 4 things that we need to do for our clients. And then we're going to dive into lots of examples of how you can actually practically use, tactically take this information and change what you're doing or direct your clients to make actionable decisions that bring business to you, bring business to your clients, and help their communities. So the fear, we have to stay empowered, and we have to have a strategy. We have to bridge that gap. That's the confusion. We have to bridge that gap and jump over to a sense of peace in that, and a sense of direction and real direction. It's just sense, but actual actionable direction. Distraction is a big deal. Very distracting, right? We're constantly watching the news, constantly watching what's on the social feed. So many news stories. All of a sudden they pop out, and now Disney's shut down, and now more sports stuff is shut down. And now concerts are closing down, and oh my gosh, everything's falling apart. We have to stay away from that distraction just a little bit and get some focus and stay on purpose, really on purpose. We have to have a very clear mission, stick with it, and stay focused on it. And quite frankly, for a lot of us right now, that's actually going to turn into a leadership position for our clients. We have to be that voice of reason, that voice of structure, and create that opportunity for our clients to lean in on us and get some sensibility going on. A lot of insecurity. That's the 4th thing we usually feel in times like this. Insecurity about what's going to happen to our income. That's kind of goes with that fear thing too. Insecurity because we don't know what's coming. There's lots of details floating around out there. And it's so, I know, right? So true. Totally agree with you too, Brenda. It's right there in front of us. The insecurity thing comes in when you don't know what's happening. Like right now, for instance, this Corona thing. So we're 2 or 3 weeks into it here in the States, kind of really getting our heads around it. And it looks like it's multiplying, and we're not traveling. I just canceled some flights yesterday just to be sensible, right? But I don't need to be insecure about where this is going to go just because there's lots of question marks about the next 30, 60, 90 days. I actually know how to take action during times like this. I don't need insecurity. I need strength, and I need to focus on the next steps, not the 1,000th step away from me, but actually the next step. Dennis, doesn't fear get attention before we move forward to peacefulness? Yes, we have to pay attention to the fear. And the peacefulness does come. That's a great question, Dennis. Great comment too. The peacefulness does come, but we have to pay attention and actually address the fear and know why it's happening. And we're going to dive into that, and then creating those steps to move into the right direction. 4th thing we often fear is overwhelm. If we're fearful and we're distracted and we're insecure, and there's so much information out there, and people are just drilling us with information right now, the overwhelm is insane. You just have so many factors to think through. So I just canceled a trip to go see clients up on the Pacific coast because the CDC is just recommending that we just stay home if we can, right? Stay home, don't travel. If you don't have to go to an airport, don't. I'm not trying to be a fear monger, but hey, I'm washing my hands more than usual. I just went to Starbucks this morning. There's Purell bottles all over all the tabletops. Nobody's shaking hands. Everybody's elbow bumping, whatever. Be smart, wash your hands, do the stuff. If you don't have to travel, don't. But I'm not fearful, and I'm not letting that overwhelm me. I'm just clearly taking steps to say, hey, clients, here's how we're going to structure things. And they're like, hey, that makes so much sense. No worries. It's easy to move forward. But we need simplicity and simple checklists that we can stay focused on so the overwhelm doesn't start creeping back in. Because we might feel calm for a minute, but if we don't focus on doing the next thing and we get distracted with the news or whatever again, then all of a sudden that overwhelm starts creeping back in. So let's talk about this with our clients. It is so important, and this is how we address our clients. We already are, and we've done this in previous big issues that have hit different regions that we've worked in, and recessions in the past. We have to say, and we have to address, and we have to be the voice of reason in our market. What's up, Michael? The biggest question is, what do we do with the clients who have these local businesses? We're going to get to that too, Michael. That's a great question. Local businesses really are in a tough spot, more than a lot of the virtual businesses. So we're going to address some creative ways around that too. Good question. Thanks. We have to be the voice of reason. We have to really come back into that conversation with our clients and not argue. It's important that we don't argue, no, Corona is no big deal, because it is, right? It's real. It's impacting us. Don't argue the facts, but come back to, and what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do moving forward? How are we going to address this? What are we going to do right now, today, to keep your connection with your market, to keep your connection with how you make a living, how you reach your people, how you impact them, how you build a good brand base, how you build a feeling that goes along with what's going on today, and how you're going to transition forward. There's lots of things you can do to keep that momentum going. So we got to cut through the BS a little bit, which is the distraction, the fear, and the insecurity and the overwhelm. Not that that's BS. Feelings are real, but often the voices that are coming in from all over the place are really, really distracting. Okay. So let's talk about some specifics, and let me just hit up a few, if there's a few comments up here. Okay. Thanks, Michael. So glad you're here, dude. So the comments here, let's talk about some industries. So there's travel and the hospitality and the whole tourism industry. Obviously, tough spot to be. Anybody who's got a local business, an eatery, a pizza place, even Starbucks, I experienced this morning. It was pretty low crowd in there. That stuff's getting a real impact. All right. Things that are more digitally oriented, that are digital services that can go on and don't really require, face-to-face interaction, where people aren't worried about germ spread. That's a little easier to deal with. And then there's healthcare, things like that. Healthcare is a booming market right now. I hate to not trying to take advantage of people's illness, but let's just talk economy. That's the real deal. Yep, Michael, the gym. I went to the YMCA this morning, did my workout. It looked pretty normal, but I know that's going to be impacted. More and more fitness places, health and wellness places, that kind of thing. Ultimately, let's be creative. All right, so this morning I had two people from a place of worship here in our town who reached out to me, not a place that I go to, but a place of worship here in town that has a large group. And they were wondering what to do, how to kind of work around this, because they're a local business. When it comes down to it, a place of worship is a local business. They often get their donations on their day of worship because the donations come in with their parishioners. And there's a really big concern around that. What if we shut down our worship services and people stop coming and the money stops coming in? How do we deal with that? So a simple strategy for that, this is a really good one. I've actually been watching this model around the country that's happening, is being creative. So let's think, is there something I can do with the people that come to in that case, a place of worship, that follow me? They come to a location for teaching, for education, for enlightenment, for empowerment, for instruction, whatever. Can I shift that to an online venue? And then they're like, yeah, but what about the money that comes in? What about donations? What if we shift that model? Instead of coming in for a study of something from a place of worship standpoint, shift it to, hey, we're going to meet daily for 30 minutes online. Anybody's welcome. It's a live cast with the spiritual leader of that organization. And then we're going to have some simple, thoughts about the day, some really practical steps on ways we can help our community. How can we help our neighbors? How can we help our elderly? How can we help our community services opportunities? And then an opportunity to donate. And I'm not trying to just bring money into that place of worship, but an opportunity to donate where those dollars would go from that donation straight back into the community, so that the donations and the process and the goodness of that place still goes on, but you can move away from the local nature of that. So lots of hybrid things. Michael, you mentioned that hybrid thing. Absolutely. There's so many hybrid things you can do in your world right now. Let's talk travel for a second. Lots of people in this group are involved in the travel industry. Several folks in the mastermind that I run are involved in the travel industry pretty intimately. And there are unbelievable travel opportunities. If you're in the marketing creative world of the travel industry, I wouldn't want to be an airline CEO right now. All right. That's tough. But if you're marketing travel opportunities and deals and resources, It's incredible right now what's out there and available. Oh my goodness. Like we're booking flights. Jill and I we have 5 kids and we do a lot of travel in the summertime. We're already looking at ways we can travel and take advantage of some of the deals that are going on right now. Yeah, Disney's closed today, and I don't know what Disney will be doing a month from now, but the world is not going to stop because of this. It's going to slow down, and there's going to be some tiptoeing around this for sure. It's already happening, but everything's not going to come to a screeching halt. This is going to keep moving. We're going to keep going as a society. If you're in the marketing world, if you're building sites, running ads, influencing people, you should be reaching out to your travel folks right now. There's so much opportunity to bring in cash now, gift cards now, booking things now, getting ahead of this trend now. Yeah, it's at a discounted rate, but no need in letting the resources and the revenue stop for your clients or the buying opportunities for their clients, or you as an industry leader. You're leading your clients. Yeah, absolutely, Brenda. Yes, it's hitting the airline big right now. Oh my gosh. But the deals in the airline industry are insane. So if you're marketing for airlines or you're marketing for travel deals, wow, there's so much opportunity out there. Michael, yeah, now's the best time to be an health and wellness expert to show people how to stay healthy. So true. Yes. So, Michael, I know you deal with personal wellness, fitness coaches, that kind of thing. And this is another great example. If you do own a gym, you are a yoga instructor, you are a health and wellness instructor, a dietary instructor, whatever. This is amazing opportunity. People want to hear from their health and wellness experts, and they want real tips, real action, and real instruction. I can't go to the gym, maybe the gym shuts down. That means I want to have my trainer online. I want my trainer still training me, right? I still want to go at 7 in the morning and still have a training session. It just makes it simpler for the trainer. They don't have to travel to the gym. They can still work out routines where I can do push-ups and pull-ups and burpees or whatever right there in my living room, on screen, on Zoom. Zoom is free, folks. It's so easy to do this stuff. There's so much opportunity to be creative and actually, believe it or not, even pick up clients. In other times like this, I've picked up a ton of business from other industry people because they were hunkered down and being like, oh my gosh, our sales have gone away and we don't know how to do this and we're just going to close the doors and lay people off. And I'm like, okay, that means your clients are looking for help. I'm going to get them. Like there are so many people out there who are looking for leadership and looking to continue the things they have in life and the things they were used to doing. And you can do that in a virtual space. FB Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live. Yes, Michael, absolutely on it. Okay, another idea. If you're in the marketing business and you're creating ads, you're creating copy, you're creating video, if you're creating images, graphic design, all that sort of thing, no need to slow down that. I would be reaching out to clients. In fact, we've already done this with several clients. We're reaching out and we're putting together packages that are very Corona service based. So we're actually producing content as they reach into their communities. They're doing some amazing things in their communities. We're going to be producing the content that's telling that story. This is a great time. Again, I don't mean to be capitalizing on someone else's unfortunate situation. That's not at all what this is about. But when you're managing a brand, we all know this as marketers and as agency owners, when you're managing a brand, when something good is going on in that brand, you need to tell that story. It's so important. And this is an amazing time to be telling the stories of what you and your community are doing. And it's a great idea because Corona is so popular to be putting some positive information in the market, not just the negative of who's shutting down and how many deaths and how many illnesses and how many schools are closed. Let the media keep doing that. They're great at it. They're not going to quit doing that. You can be the one who's championing the stories and actually pushing your clients' brands forward and making sure that the story, the service, the giving, the outreach, the community information, the checklist, the whatever they're producing, even if they're not in healthcare related industries, whatever they're producing to really reach into their market and to help their local town, their street, their next door neighbor, tell those stories. Stay engaged with your client. This is the best time to generate so much goodwill for your clients. You hate to waste a time like this. It's really, really amazing. Put the positive in the negativity. Absolutely. I love being positive. I'm a pretty positive thinker. It's just part of who I am. And I don't watch the evening news, the local news in my town. I hardly ever watch CNN or Fox. I'm just not that kind of guy. I just don't like all the spin. Be positive. Encourage people on. When you teach your clients how to do that, and they allow you to do that and hire you to do that, and then you teach their people groups what their clients are doing, it impacts so many people down the line to be positive and keep moving forward. Love that. Okay, another idea. If you're in any kind of space where there's technology involved, let's take me, for instance. Okay, I am not a guy who sells systems for how to use Zoom as a place of worship and create donations online. That's not me. It's not my industry. I don't even work with places of worship. They just happen to ask. That's so what? So what? I was able to do that as a consultant today and help them through a process and get them in a place where they could actually continue getting donations and continue serving their people and actually probably having a bigger impact on their city than they were before. That's fantastic. You take your skill set, package it up, and figure it out. So many companies right now, small, mid-sized companies, not the big Fortune 500s, they've got IT people, but so many small to mid-sized companies right now are shifting to an at-home model. They're sending people home. Thanks, Mitch. Awesome to see you, dude. They're sending people home with their laptops, and they're struggling because they've never done an at-home business model. They've never figured out Zoom. They've never figured out online scheduling. They've never figured out the automation processes that we as virtual staff members and virtual teams often use. Go out there and sell it. Maybe you're shifting from web design for a minute, but you've been working with virtual staff. You got the Zoom thing. You got your scheduling links figured out. You could do that in your sleep. In 2 hours, I could put a process together and a teaching together and teach a couple of our VAs how to set up that stuff. And we could charge $250 a pop for a small to mid-sized business to, like today, within 3 hours, put together the virtual work structure. Here's your Google Drive. Here's your Zoom team meeting room. And here's how to schedule with each other on an automated way and set up that process. Boom. I could sell those all day long right now. Even though I'm not in the technology space, you know the skill set that they need to shift to the way you're used to working. Sell it. Reach out to your clients. Let them know it's a service. You see it's needed. Offer it. A great thing to do in times of fear and distraction and overwhelm like this is to really help your clients by looking into their world and saying, they're having to shift into something that's very uncomfortable and insecure for them. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how their production is going to be hit. Find out what that need is, fill it, and offer that service. All right. Price it reasonably. Make sure you make money on it. You're going to help them shift their teams to at home, and boom, you're off the races. Okay. So again, anywhere that they're fearful or distracted or insecure or overwhelmed, look for that place to transition your client's fear into empowerment and a strategy. If you're going to move from something that's insecure, you have to go. Again, let me get this board out. Okay, let me make sure it's on screen. You have to go. Let's see if we can get it focused in there. There we go. You have to go from the question marks over there, which are the insecurity and the distraction and all those negative feelings that we have. You have to bridge that gap to get to peace and direction. Direction is down there in red. You're struggling to see there. You got to go from insecurity, distraction, fear, overwhelm to peace and direction. Super important to get peace and direction in the same package as you're teaching your people. All right. So you're teaching your clients how to think. You're leading them. So you got to go from that huge question mark, fuzzy area of fear, distraction, insecurity, and overwhelm, and help them shift, help them jump that gap and shift to empowerment or strategy or focus and purpose. You see, with fear, I'm going with empowerment. That's the piece. You need some empowerment, something to hang on to, put that emotional bank account back into, and a strategy. That's the direction. You got to have a next step. You got to get peaceful by taking a deep breath, metaphorically, and then something to do next. So you take a deep breath, you're helping your client calm down, and then give them the next step. They need to take a deep breath and they need a next step to focus on. Otherwise, they'll focus back on the media and all the scary stuff going on. Again, not minimizing the scariness of it, but help them take a deep breath and get a step. For you as entrepreneurs, take a deep breath and then think through, where am I going to focus my energy? What does my client need? I'm going to sit down right now with a piece of paper and I'm going to write down what my client's fears are, what my client's insecurities are, what's going on, and actually think through, how can I help them understand they're overwhelmed? What can I do to fix that for them? What problems are they facing? Write it down and then figure out a way you can fix that. Call them up, offer the service. Same with distraction. The thing to go from distraction, if they're distracted and all over the place and not sure where to land and not sure where they should put their resources or not, help them focus in. Distraction is fixed by focus. All right. Instead of being all over the place, let's focus in and let's find our purpose as your client. What is the purpose of their business? And let's find a creative way to do that in today's environment. If they're insecure, insecurity is scary because it's out of control. You're not sure what's going on and you feel powerless. So give them strength. Give them strength. You can do this. What's your thing? Let's be best at what your thing is. And let's find the next steps to do that in your market in a way that reaches your people. Be creative for them. Your strength as an entrepreneur is a problem solver and you're creative. That is one of the entrepreneurial things that most people in the world don't have. We think creatively and we see a problem and we see a way around it. It's hard to see that for ourselves. It's easy to see it for somebody else, right? We all experience that. It's hard to see what's going on in our own world, but you can obviously fix somebody else's problems. Look at their problem, find out how to fix it. If they're overwhelmed, help them get back to simplicity, a few things that are important, and then a checklist, a simple checklist where they can start going through and taking action and get off the scary horse. Okay. Let's take a few more things. Michael, yes, and physically. Michael Rosenberg here in this chat, he actually did a great live with a mindset coach and a great leader yesterday in his Facebook. You can go see that. Anyway, fantastic there. And they did a lot on how to find that piece, find that physical piece, that mental piece, and get back on track. Dennis, for storefront home deliveries, drive-throughs. Yes, great. Let's go ahead and shift to storefronts. Fantastic, Dennis. See, I love this. We're entrepreneurs. We think of ideas, right? That's fantastic. This is Uber Eats paradise right here. All right. Uber Eats, deliver it out there and make sure on your website, we give hand cleaner to every Uber Eats. Like just boom, right there. All of our delivery guys are using hand cleaner. They wash their hands every time they come to pick up a box. Like tell the story, tell them what you're doing. You don't have to get out of your house. Don't come touch the restaurant door. We know that might be creepy for you. Order it, we'll deliver it, and our guy just washed his hands. There's lots of ways you can have fun with that, tell that story, and actually bring in a lot of positive energy. All right, let's talk about ways to offer products or services to the mind that needs something to hold on to. Okay, so there's lots of times that in this distraction, thanks, Brenda. There's lots of times in this distraction that when we're so distracted and we're so complicated that we just need that simple thing we can hold on to. So for our clients, we're trying to generate simple things that they can do today. So, hey, I know it's distracting. I know there's a lot. We've talked about a lot in marketing. There's lots of ways to tell a story. Why don't you just do this, Mr. Client, Miss Client? Why don't you just jump out there and the thing you're doing today, you're handing out hand cleaner, or we noticed you went ahead and stocked up on a bunch of those Clorox wipes in your office and you're handing them out to clients as they come in the door, not just one wipe, but you're actually giving them like their whole package of Clorox wipes. Give me a video of that. Take a picture of that exchange happening, right? Have some fun with it. Tell me that story so I can take that as a creative agency owner and I can tell that story on your social media, in your marketing, on your website. Just give your clients the next thing to do. Hey, send me this picture. Let us run with it. Send us a quick video of doing this. Let us run with it. Show us a picture of your Uber Eats delivery guys coming in one after another. I want 10 Uber Eats delivery guys washing their hands. I want to see the pictures. We're going to make a collage. We're going to have some fun with it, right? Brady Bunch style, everybody looking up and down, washing their hands. Like, have some fun with it. Go after it. Generate that click to order some more food. So many ways to overcome this. Okay. One more thing here, just one note that I had from somebody else earlier. Okay, great idea here. Somebody else sent this in. This is my idea. I wish it was. Assessments that get prices into your system. So assessments of what you do. Let's say you're a web designer or a videographer, or you build funnels, or you do copywriting, or your agency creates music tracks that go with the 2-second or 2-minute commercial on some app. Whatever it is that you're creative, you're a coach or a consultant, or you do a mastermind, whatever it is you do, take that and create a simple assessment that's packaged up and you sell it for $150, $250, $350, something that takes you, 30 minutes to accomplish. And reach out to your clients, reach out to your prospects, and either kind of on the fence, maybe reeling from all this stuff, and just let them know, hey, you know what? Because of this situation, we're actually awesome. Brenda's a web designer. I love that. Love to hear more about that, Brenda. And see kind of how you do that and what you're doing. hey, we're doing an assessment right now because of the virus, the scare. We're going to keep it virtual. We're going to make sure we're really taking care of our clients, though, and our prospects. And our assessment simply offers you the chance for us to look in your business. We're going to get, access to your website. We're just going to look at Instagram, social, all the channels, your products, your services, kind of how you offer your coaching, how you offer your web design, how you offer your videography, whatever the work is. We're going to look into what you're doing now, and we're going to take the time, do the assessment, and we're going to actually walk through your systems, your processes, the needs, what's working, what's not, in light of this situation. It's only $249. And we're going to do that today. Within 24 hours, we get back to you with real tactical ways to help. If you want to implement them on your own, awesome. We're going to actually list out the things you could do. If you want us to implement them for you, awesome. If you want to go a la carte, awesome. We'll do whatever works for you. But right now, we just want to focus the attention in and give you an actual real plan to work on. Sell that plan and sell it over and over and over. Reach out to your people, reach out to your prospects, get referrals, reach out and sell a plan of action. Sometimes the people will do the plan on their own. Sometimes they won't take any action at all. Sometimes they will hire you for all or part of it. Open the door, be of service, be a helper, and get out there and do something that's relatively low ticket that you can actually increase the sale on. So many ideas, so many ways you as creative, awesome problem solvers can fix those things. So get out there. Don't be crippled or pulled in by this coronavirus scare. Don't be too fearful. Don't be distracted. Don't be insecure. Don't be overwhelmed. When that stuff happens, as quite honestly it did for me for about 2 hours yesterday, I was actually sitting in my therapist's office. That's fun, right? I was sitting in my therapist's office for a relatively normal checkup I do, just to make sure that I'm doing things right for me and staying healthy. And all of a sudden my phone rang and I put it on speakerphone. It was the kids' school, and it was the, superintendent of the whole county saying, hey, we're shutting down schools for the next 2 weeks. This is for real. We're all in. And I was like, oh crap, here we go. And for a couple of hours there, not just in my therapist's office, that was fine. That was a different conversation. But then I went out, grabbed some lunch, drove to the park, just took a minute to think and realized, I got to get this out of my head. Just get it out of my system right now. I understand the fear and the concern. And then I got a plan. And then we started working that plan again with our clients, just like we have 3 or 4 other major world events that have come up that have impacted some of our clients. And it works. We overcome it. Our clients succeed. Our market share grows as an agency. Our clients' market shares grow in whatever they're doing. And it works. Lead your people, lead yourself, write the things down that will help you stay focused and stay out of the fear cycle. And then take that information that you're training yourself to do and jump in there and actually do that yourself. Practice what you preach and get out there and be the awesome entrepreneur you are. Solve the problems, and you'll do great. All right. There are no other questions here. I'm going to wrap this up. Love seeing each and every one of you. Y'all are so freaking amazing. Love this group here at the Elite Agency Inner Circle in this Facebook group. You guys are all the best. Can't believe how much talent is in here. Can't believe how much problem solving skill is in here. If you think of a cool idea, if you're doing something cool in your agency, there's no competition here. The world's a big place. Let us know what you're doing, what's working, what's not. Show us how you're overcoming and being creative and actually helping your clients reach their community to do more good during this whole big thing, and how you're actually generating revenue, how you're generating revenue for your clients, and how your clients are helping their people. That's what this is all about. All right, my friends, love you all. Enjoy your Friday or Saturday, wherever you are in the world. Wash your hands, and I'll talk to you all soon. Brenda, awesome to see you again. Appreciate all the great info that you give us today. Going to do some brainstorming with my husband right now. Rock on, Brenda. That's super cool. I would love to know what comes of that. Let us know in the group. It's great to see you all. Share awesome ideas. Enjoy your weekend. Stay healthy. Bye.